Hello, engaged Americans, fellow deplorables, and proud patriots everywhere. Welcome to Straight Out of the Basket. In this episode, I'm going to touch on 3 topics of interest. Recent news I felt worth discussing. The return of Donald Trump to the White House, the good. A dishonest prosecutor, the bad. And the public celebration of an outright murderer, the ugly. With anti-American sentiment on the rise here at home, and no less than the sanity of our country at stake, we've got to speak up and speak out, because independent voices are all we have left in an age of processed, propagandized, and highly manipulated news and information. It's time to take a common-sense look at a world increasingly absent of any sense whatsoever. Item number 1. The good. Donald J. Trump, our soon-to-be 47th president. He's putting together a stellar coalition of amazing individuals, which has the potential to be a truly revolutionary administration. Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy, just to name a few. I'm confident Trump won't be misled by Washington insiders again, the swamp rats tied to lobbying, business interests, and ongoing conflict abroad. No John Bolton, no Mike Pompeo, no disloyal backstabbers driven by self-interest. According to RFK Jr., Trump said many of those were bad people, and he wants to do things differently this time, including dismantling the corporate capture of our federal agencies, putting an end to government waste and corruption, and bringing our Department of Justice and intelligence agencies back to serving those they actually work for. We, the people. This time around, Trump won't be fooled by the political parasites swooping in and talking in his ear. I truly believe that Trump wants to help the country and leave a positive legacy behind. In doing so, I think he can save us from spiraling into complete chaos and collapse. I'm hoping the people he's surrounding himself with will help Trump fulfill his promise to drain the swamp in a second term. Unelected bureaucrats have far too much unchecked power. Perhaps together they can end the unholy alliance that exists between the public and private sector, closing the revolving door that corrupts our system from within. There are millions and millions of people here in the U.S. and around the world that are counting on Trump to set the world right. He may be the only person that can. Item number 2. The bad. Fani Willis, America's favorite butterball DA. The gal in Georgia prosecuting Trump. You know, the one that always keeps a stash of cash around the house because her father taught her that oppressive forces were always lurking in the shadows. Gotta have cash on hand in case they come after you for being a successful woman of color. We can't have that. Granted, those mysterious forces didn't stop her from reaching the DA's office in Fulton County, but they're out there just waiting to bring her down. You may recall the suspicious appointment of Nathan Code Jack Wade to the prosecution team, which raised concerns when their affair was uncovered, an affair they lied about under oath. There's even suspicion that taxpayer money may have been used to fund some of their romantic getaways, in addition to various accusations of inappropriate practices within the DA's office. At the very least, Fani could be guilty of misconduct and unethical behavior. At worst, corrupt, if not criminal actions. I'm happy to say that Fani Willis has officially been dismissed from heading up the prosecution.
Yeehaw!
And Wade never had the proper background or experience to be there in the first place. Kudos to the Georgia Appeals Court that ruled to remove her from the trial. So the two lovebirds are now gone, gone, gone.
Yeehaw!
Gloom, despair, and agony on them. That secret cabal of oppressors must have been behind it. Item number 3. The Ugly. Journalist Taylor Lorenz and the other simpletons defending, if not celebrating, the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, elevating a mentally disjointed, wannabe savior to the status of a hero. To their credit, Vox had the decency to fire the entitled, eerily sociopathic, cut-rate replica of a human being after making a spectacle of herself yet again. I'm no fan of insurance companies or the medical industrial complex, which makes the military machine look like a brigade of tiny tots. But to defend the actions of someone like Luigi Mangione points to how distorted her mindset is. I have yet to determine if Taylor Lorenz has as low an IQ as, say, fellow journalist Barry Weiss, who also shoots off her mouth without thinking. But there's no doubt they parrot whatever they hear or read in the liberal bubble they exist in. Taylor Lorenz has always struck me as having a very immature, activist-minded worldview. What happened to the days of young journalists working under more seasoned professionals first, learning the importance of objective journalism before being given a platform? Perhaps those objective role models no longer exist. That's no surprise when media outlets recruit people like George Stephanopoulos and Jen Psaki straight out of an administration. I'm afraid that's the sad state of modern journalism in this upside-down, deeply divided world of the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.